In today's video, I will be decorating my drawing book. Basically, I'm very much inspired from the fashion designers that all of them have a workbook, like a designer workbook. So that is like a designer I know, like I have worked for. He had a leather packed proper workbook. So I thought of I will also have something like that. So this is what I got in the market, and I have very few paintings into it. So I'm going to decorate it first. The sketches which I have made earlier, I will be taking them because when it's a fashion workbook, it's mandatory to have some fashion sketches on the like the back in the outer side. So I have taken two fashion figures that I recently created. Right now the Barbie trend is going on, so I wanted everything to be pink. But all the time getting pink color is a little bit tricky. So the illustrations I made, the garments are like in pink, but the other things which I have used to cover the surface over here are like mix and match with the colors. I have taken this paper tapes which I have just used to create a background border. This is used in the front side. Now I'm decorating the front side only. So I have just written in a calligraphy fashion, and I have just taken the cutout. So it's very tricky to cut the middle part, especially when we are just keeping a border. So these are some tricks which I follow, which actually helps me to cut with a perfection without any like damages and all. Still little damages happen, it's very common. So the Caesar which we use should be sharp, and right now I'm having only one Caesar. So there are different type of Caesar. With time being, I will just collect like more Caesars and make a good Caesar collection, because cutting is a very essential and a very important part over here. So in the straight manner, the entire like letters would not come in that surface. So I have taken a zigzag view and I used it. So in a zigzag way, the fashion has completely fit into the surface. I have already like done this before, but this is the first time I'm making a drawing book or a designer workbook. I'm just decorating in this way. So this was a blunder. What I did was I just completely stick this N ulta, and then I had a confusion that there's something mistake, something I haven't done, or something I have done wrong. So later I changed it. So this is another one which I created. I used to stick this in the back side, and now I corrected the end part. So there are a lot of negative spaces which I have to cover. Sometimes with a black background, it's very difficult to create contrast. So I thought of some places, what if I use white? I have taken some small cutouts. These are like I used markers to create. It's on white paper. I have made few circles like this, and this is also a paper which I made with only the markers. So actually the pastel markers are something which can be used in everything. So that washi tape which I had earlier, I just used it. I just kept it so safely that so that it can last longer. And there are multiple options over here. So first I have just stick it somehow, then the extra parts and all I have removed. So some stickers I had no more stickers, just this one. So I have just stick it in multiple places. The one problem which I am facing here is going to be the background, because black background is really difficult to design, and it's a very shiny leather type background. So I have to just maintain some basic things, some points to not make the entire design as a dominance. this should be a balance with contrast, colors, and forms, shapes, rhythm. So that's why I have just tried to make it a very simple. But whenever I have found the black background, it feel like I don't want it. I exactly don't want it. So I tried more and more materials to stick onto it. Whenever we are designing in this way, so a background or a completely a negative space, then we have to keep one thing in mind, that is a visual balance. Balance is something which can be created with a lot of visual experimentations. So here all the designs I have created, I made sure that I'm having a visual balance into it. It should not be a lot of dominance and lot of emphasizing on the surface. So keeping all this thing in mind, I created a very light design. I attach few tape and that's it. My design is ready. The tape will protect the surface. I have stick the tape nicely. It's covered, and this is how I design the front part of my designer